Good evening, well, hey, I'm just an old SEABEE telling all the same old war stories. I don't know if I speak about this because I don't think I've ever really said it out loud. Maybe I have, maybe I talked about it with my friends, but I don't think it's ever been in a story that I've told somebody about my experience in the military. And that's the part about coming home, being away, and how things interact back here in the home front when you're gone. When I got out of the military, I didn't do a ceremony. My boys, they made me shadow box. Just basic. I had my flag in it. I had all my medals. I had all my ribbons. All my stars and my battle E's and my good conducts. Don't ask me how I got through all that. But wearing gold that early as a first class. Man, I remember young chiefs, man, that worked for me when I was a second class. And they were still red. And I had about half as many stripes as I had. But anyways, so I didn't do that. And I remember a good buddy of mine, a good leader, a good mentor of mine, Chief Sam Owens. And when I was a young third class, I was in his retirement ceremony. And I was the first one in the line to do the flag pass ceremony. And we're all said and done, and I had gotten in my dress uniform and all that stuff like that. I asked him, I said, I thought you didn't want any of this. He's like, I didn't want any of this. I didn't deserve any of it. I just want to rest. And he said, I did it for my family. I didn't have that. I didn't have any family really to celebrate that with. And I'm glad my kids don't know crap about the military. And they were still both pretty young, going through most of the war. And I had deployed many times before, so when you go from deploying normally, which the Seabees did more of it than anybody else in the Navy or in the military, and when the war kicked off and I came home, it was like I had just come home from a normal deployment, which were not all easy and free from bad things and stress and life. And then I remember what he said. He's also a man that told me, watching a movie news with him once, and they were burning the flag outside the base that we were sitting on at the bar. And I said, man, that pisses me off. And he goes, why? And I was like, because they're burning the flag. He's like, yeah, I wouldn't do it, but I've burned the flag. When you retire a flag, you burn it. And you do it respectfully, but you do burn it. And you let the ashes fly in the wind. So you don't leave until the fire's out. Well, that's the way we always did it. But he said, that's what we fight for. Their right to trample and burn that flag. And that blew my mind. And it's true. I see it like that all the time. You can call me all the names you want. You cannot believe in my God. But man, I've done a lot of stuff, and I've seen a lot of bad things, and I've seen a lot of amazing things, and I've been all over the world. And I got a lot of stories to tell that no one really wants to hear. But it shows you the difference between the way it feels for us to come home and the way it feels for them to have us home. And a lot of the time, unfortunately, we're not healthy enough to enjoy that with them. And I had a bunch of surgeries, and I sucked it up as best I could. I didn't use the drugs as a crutch. I used the drugs to heal. So when they gave me 300 Vicodin or 300 whatever pills that they give us at the time, I went through every one of them, and I slept and I rested and I ate a lot, and I healed fast, and then I went right back in. And even when you're not at war, but you know you're going back, you haven't really left, you can't let it stay fresh, because war, especially long wars like that, are always evolving. They change their ROEs, we change ours, they change them again. Sometimes they go back to some old stuff. Sometimes you just have a layering effect of all the different ways that they tried to kill us over there, or whatever war you were in. War is a chess match about outsmarting the other person and having enough manpower and weapons left to win, to know that the other crew can't go past that. And we carry all that burden back with us. And unfortunately, a lot of us can't handle it once we separate. And just a quick shot in there, the whole VA system and all that stuff like that. I find it even harder than getting help in the military. And I miss it, but I don't, because towards the end, when they knew they weren't going to get anything more out of me, it was all about trying to convince me that I wasn't hurt, so they didn't have to pay for the help. So I didn't take it. I didn't complain about it. I just took what they gave me, and I never went back. I never went back to the VA. So most of the veterans you see out there, if you see them, if you can recognize them or you're paying attention, most of them out there don't have a missing limb or outward scar or missing anything except for their soul. So stay strong in Jesus. It's not all about the money, but it'd sure be nice to have some help. But I don't want to ask for it. I shouldn't have to ask for it. Well, have a good night. I tried to keep it under 5, but hey, I guess 10's better than nothing. Mom's still in the hospital. I still am trying to love y'all, trying to figure it all out. Been reading the Bible a lot. Stay strong in Him. Have a good night. Just an old SEABEE.